Say, hey, I'm Grandpa Eric, and welcome to my garden. You know, a lot of people have been asking me about my cages that I put over my beds. And today I'm going to show you how I built them. And the reason I built them is even though I live right in the city, I have all kinds of animals. I have deer, coyotes, possums, raccoons, squirrels, chipmunks, cats. Don't leave out the cats. They think this is a litter box. And birds of all descriptions. So I had to come up with something that I could use to keep those animals out of my groceries. So today I'm going to show you how I built them and how easy it is and how effective they are. Now this cage is, I think, 14 years old. This might be the 15th season. But at any rate, they're inexpensive to build. They're lightweight. I can pick it up like that. They fit down in the bed so that the animals can't knock them out if they hit them. So they're pretty effective. So here's the tools you're going to need. I've got a rubber mallet, a PVC pipe cutter, a measuring tape, and a marking pen. And then, of course, you're going to need some 1/2-inch PVC pipe. Comes in 10-foot lengths. You're going to need a 3-way, a 4-way with a 90 degrees, T's. This is a 135-degree elbow. This is an X, and this is PVC pipe. That's all you're really going to need. Now this is going to be a custom-made cover for your raised bed. So the first thing we're going to have to do is see how big the raised bed is that we're trying to cover. And we're going to put this so that it will fit inside the frame of the raised bed. So let's measure this one. All right, let's see. Easy to flip up. This bed, and all of my beds for that matter, are 80 inches long by 40 inches wide. I'm going to make this as easy as possible. Let's make every one of these horizontals. This one, this one, this one, all of them, even the end one. Let's make them all 38 inches wide. And here's why. 38 inches, a piece of PVC pipe is 120 inches long. And if we take 38 inches, that's 114 inches and leaves 6 inches at the end. And we're going to need that 6-inch piece too. Now these horizontals are each 38. And 38 and 38 is only 76. And this thing is 80 inches long. But remember, we've got an end down here for the corner, and that's a 1/2 inch, and a 1/2 inch at that end. And this in the center, that's a whole inch. So that's going to add 2 inches to that 76. And it's going to make it 78 inches overall, which means it'll fit nicely into an 80-inch length. Same thing true of the other side. If we look at these, at the bottom, we're adding a 1/2 inch and a 1/2 inch on the other end. So that 38 now is 39, and it will fit in a 40. But I think I'd make them 37 and a half, and it'll fit much easier. As I said, this design is 15 years old, so I've made some modifications to it and some improvements, I think. Mine doesn't have a bar across the end. So I'm going to show you how to make mine, because obviously they've worked for me for a long time. But we're going to make this thing, put it together, make it as easy as possible, and you can do this too. Let's count the pieces you're going to need. Corners, a 3-way. A corner piece, you're going to need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. A T like this, you're going to need 1 at the bottom and 1 on the other side. This old design has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 of these. This is going to go right there. You'll need 1 of those and 135-degree angles. You're going to need 6 of those. 1, 2, 3, and 3 for the other side. These, the X, you're going to need 2 of those. And what just fell on the ground here is a piece of PVC pipe that's going to fit right in there. And it can be either 3 inches long or 6 inches long is what I'm going to suggest, because when you cut out those 3/38, it leaves a 6-inch piece. Well, you can put it in there and it'll make it taller. Or if you... All right. I took one of my good cages apart so I could put it back together in front of you. But it's been together so long, even though I didn't glue it, and I don't glue them. Some of them are stuck so hard I can't get them out. But I think you'll figure it out. I think you'll get it. All right, this is 38. This is 38. All of them, 38. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to make a base. So the corner is going to go in there like that. I'm just going to tap it together. And we're going to make this corner go in like this. In the center, at the bottom, I'm going to put a T. And then I'm going to put this side in the T. No, actually I'm not. I'm going to put this side in the T. And now, the vertical ones. How long should the verticals be? Well, I'm going to suggest to you that maybe they're 30 inches, because 30 inches will get you 4 out of a piece of 10-foot PVC pipe. So, this is an update to design. I would make that 30 inches. Then I'm going to put a T in the middle like that, that X in the middle. And on this end, I'm going to put that in there. On this end, I'm going to put one there. Now, that's a T there. Here's a T here, but it's also got our little piece of either 3-inch or 6-inch PVC pipe. So I'm going to put that on there. Now, here's another 38. We'll put it in. Put it in. On this end, we need another corner, and here it is. Here's the corner right here. So we're going to put it like that, another vertical, and up here at the top, a T and a 38. In the center, a T with a 30-inch vertical in it goes there. We're going to put our X on, one there, in there like that. We're going to put this 38 in there. And at this end, we're going to put a T with a little piece there, either 3 or 6. And down here at the bottom, we're going to put that in. So now, we have a base. Now the new design, I would use a corner and put another across there, but this is the old design. So we're going to go with that. Now we're going to put a roof on. All right. So here, we're going to put, mine is a 24. I don't know what yours is, and I don't know how to measure it because your bed may be a different size, but I'm going to put it on there like that. And the way I would do it is I would just put it in, and where they cross, I would measure it and cut it there. All right, we're going to do that one. Let's put one on this side with the 135 degree right there. That's going up. We're going to put one on this side with the 135 degree. That going up. On this side, we're going to put our 24s and our 2 in there like that. 1, 2. Connect that one. Do it at that end. I'll do it at that end in a second. This one, we're going to put it right in there like that. I'm going to pull this one out, put it in, and we're going to put this one on there like that. There's our frame. Frame is done. Now, I go back and tap them all, make sure they're in tight. They all look like they're at the right level, like that. There you go. I hope you can see this chicken wire. This with the small holes, this with the big holes. The ones with the big holes I use on the trellis. But this, I don't want anything to get inside the cage, so I use the one with the small holes. The most challenging part of making these cages for me has always been putting on the chicken wire on. And I use cutters like this to cut it to the length I need. This chicken wire comes in 4-foot rolls. So 4 feet comes over a little too far, farther, and then I'm going to overlap it right there in the middle from the other end. I just do it like this. I just lay it up on the side. Wish my back wasn't to you. I cut it. I wrap it around there like that. I just wrap it around. And then I set it down, bring it back over this side, and wrap it around over here. I suggest you wear some gloves because this is pretty sticky stuff. And I just wrap it right around like that. And when I get it around there, I turn it up underneath. You can secure it more permanently with some zip ties if you choose. I haven't done that. This wire is even 15 years old and it's just got rusty right there. A piece broke off. But generally, these things are not only inexpensive and indestructible, they last a long time and they'll do a good job for you. I do the same thing over there, and then on the ends, I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to put it up there and I'm just going to wrap it around in that corner. I'm going to fold them up. And there is your raised bed garden cage. Well, that's how I built my raised garden cage. I hope that you will build some and that they'll work for you just as well as they worked for me for all of these years. And now it's time for the joke of the day. But remember, the joke of the day is not for children. Guy's in the grocery store and he notices up the aisle there's a very attractive woman there. she's getting some things off the shelf, and she's looking at him, and she kind of smiled at him, and he nodded and continued his shopping. He looked back. She was watching him, looking at him, smiling at him. He smiled back, nodded, and then she started walking up to him. She was approaching him, and he was just, she said, "Good morning, how are you?" He said, "I'm fine. Do I know you?" She said, "I think you're the father of one of my kids." Are you the girl that I met at the Super Bowl party and we went in the back of the sports bar in the storage room and made love at halftime? No, I'm your daughter's 4th grade teacher. Well, I hope you liked this video and you got a lot out of it. And if you know somebody else who likes to garden, why don't you tell them about it? Share this video with them, like it, and remember, your garden, your plants don't need perfection. They just need consistency. So I'm Grandpa Eric. Thanks for joining me in the garden, and keep growing love.